Hey, you guys, it's Jane from Surface Anthology. How are you all doing? Um, I'm going to interrupt our little Valentine shade containers. I'll show you real quick. If you didn't catch it yesterday, this was the live yesterday. I just love, and look what I did while they were drying. I was moving them around and I scraped off some of the paint. But anyway, I'll continue these tomorrow because I got my package from Mud Paint. I'm testing out different lines because I need a pure chalk paint line. I've got Amy Howard at home that has, what is it? Wait a minute. I just screwed up my camera. There we go. I have Amy Howard at home that has the One Step paint that has a built-in top coat. Love it, love it, love it. But I also need a chalk paint line, a chalk paint that has no built-in top coat. It's just a pure, true chalk paint. And I had read about mud paint. I've been trying different ones. And I got wax. I got a bunch of different colors. And I just did a mini tutorial in my Surface Anthology membership and used it for glazing, and I absolutely love it. So I'm doing like a little review of it right here. And first thing I want to show you, because the first thing I tried was the wax, because I love wax. And I don't want a wax that I'm going to have to put on and wipe off and do, you know, calisthenics to get that wax on. I just want to brush it on and let it dry. And I did that yesterday, and this is just a little, one of my little barn quilts painted in Miss Mustard Seed milk paint. And I applied the wax, a coat, a nice, you've all seen me apply wax all around. And then I buffed it because I want to see if I could get a shine. And there you go. How beautiful. And listen to this. Nice and dry. No sticky where you see the fingerprints and you have to wait, 2 years for it to cure. So I'm thrilled with the mud paint wax. It comes like this. And they call it a wax polish. And I would use this on regular, wood. I don't use Pledge or anything like that, and you shouldn't either. And it's just really nice, it's beautiful wax. So I'm super excited about their wax. Now I have, look at this, I'm dying. I said to my husband, Rick, I need something that's carved. Do we have anything? And he comes upstairs with this frame. And it's like, I'm like, oh, that's great. It's all carved, wood. And I turn it over and it's plastic. And it's actually Sirocco or Sirocco, which is, it's a company. I think they were located in upstate New York, and they first started out, and this you'll see, I in scrubbing this, I got rid of the Sirocco label, but they first started out with this material that they would mix like wood pulp in with some kind of medium and then make these they would mold with that. And I'm sure you've all seen Sirocco stuff. I mean, it's really, really cool. I think probably, I don't know, 40s, 50s. And this one is when they just gave up on the wood pulp and it's just plastic. But I just think it's hilarious. I go, oh my God, darling. It's like we live in a castle. And, but anyway, it's got like all these cool details. Like this is a linen texture, the wood, the gold. It's hilarious. But I'm going to paint it. So I'm going to use it as our sample. But they must have made a mold. I'm fascinated with how things are made. So they must have made a mold of an actual frame And then they just use that over and over again with like real linen and this kind of very coarsely carved detail. It's like I need a suit of armor next to this. So I'm gonna paint this, and I'm gonna paint it in a totally different color. Because I really want to try this color Sky by Mud Paint. And it's just this really pale blue. I have the ceilings in my house painted a pale, pale blue like this. I'm so glad I did it. It's beautiful. And I want to try it on this crazy frame. So let's do it. Let's see if I can open it first. But isn't that a pretty color? I just love it. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to wet my brush. So I'm using a 1-inch Authentico brush. I'm going to wet this like I always do. And then dry it off. Making sure. Hey, Chris, how are you? Chris, did you see my little Miss Mustard Seed painted block? I just turned on my comments. Oh my God, I'm so tech challenged. But this is a block, a painted barn quilt. I'm obsessed with barn quilts. And I painted this in Miss Mustard Seed milk paints. And I love it. And you guys, I do have the new Miss Mustard Seed in. And I'll be doing a project in that. In my membership, we're doing 2 vintage Windsor chairs. And there is nothing better than Miss Mustard Seed for Windsor chairs. All right, here we go. Let's try this out and see how it looks. And this is going to have a totally, totally different look. Now, look at the coverage of this paint. It's really, really nice. And you guys know I love milk paint and I love chalk paint. I love really kind of pure old school paints. That is my jam. And I love this paint. And I also mix the two. I'll mix Miss Mustard Seed milk paint along with a chalk paint. And they just complement each other, and you can make some really, really cool effects. But look at that. The coverage is beautiful. I'm looking to see if my dogs are out of here, and they are. And the other thing about this paint that I really love is it has a long open time. So I don't have to worry about it getting all clumpy and bumpy if I go back into it quickly, which you shouldn't do anyway. You should really be, you know, kind of put it down and move away. But look at this coverage for one coat of a light color. That is really nice. Really great stuff. Have any of you out there tried mud paint? I had actually never heard of it, and I was just poking around, and I think it was in one of the groups I saw somebody using it. And I went on and I wrote to Mud Paint and I said, hey, does your paint have a top coat in it? Because that's not what I want. And they wrote me right back and said no. And I do think they have a variation. They have a paint that has a top coat in it, a chalk paint, or they call this actually a clay paint. So they have both, but this is what I am absolutely loving. Wow. And you want to change the personality of a piece, do this. And normally, I have to tell you guys, I don't touch Sirocco or Sirocco. I leave it alone. But this, I just can't stand. I cannot stand it. So I have to paint it. Watch, I'll find out. I'll go online and look it up, and it's worth a fortune in its original finish. I don't think so. But you never know. I've been shocked before at vintage pieces. All right. Beautiful. So you heard me talk about my Surface Anthology membership, and in it we use milk paint, we use chalk paint, we use chalk paint that has a built-in top coat and one that does not. And every month we study a different technique, a different finish. And this month we're doing glazing. And it was a lot of fun, and you've probably seen pictures of the piece I did, or pieces, there's two of them, with glazing and a cool glazing technique. They learned a bunch of techniques. So my membership is for people, painters, decorative painters, who want to explore all that stuff a little bit deeper, you know, a lot deeper actually, and just learn new techniques, different materials, and, you know, explore that. And I've got some professional furniture painters in there, people who paint furniture and sell it. So it's also such a great way to create unusual finishes that are unique to you, right? And that is my thing, because I know all of you have great ideas. Sometimes you're just a little afraid to do them, or you don't know quite the techniques, but you know you want to do it. So that's what the Surface Anthology membership is all about. And if you're interested, it's a really good price. It's $23 a month, and you get a big workshop, you get a mini workshop, you get a private Facebook group, a Q&A. All the workshops are then uploaded, right? So they're virtual, so you can see them at your leisure. And if you're trying the techniques, you could pause, you know, go try and go back again if you need to see that over again. And you get 20% off in my Chalk Mercantile shop, 24/7 on everything. So I think it's a really good deal, and you learn a lot. And it's a great way to kind of open up your repertoire. Look at that. How completely different does that look? One little spot, and you've got to be careful because this has started to dry. So I want to be very, very careful around that, because we don't want to drag and make that all lumpy and bumpy. So there it is, the first coat. And I really am loving this paint. I'm just so excited I found it, because I was getting in touch with a lot of paint companies who have great chalk paints, but they have top coats in them. And as I said, I already have that. So I needed a pure chalk paint, and I think I found it. I'm super excited. So there it is, you guys. This is just one coat of this line. It's beautiful. And remember, I used their wax, which I really love, on top of this Miss Mustard Seed barn quilt. And stick with me. Every day I'm going live except Saturday and Sunday. And I'll be doing a review also of the new Miss Mustard Seed waxes because I got those in. So look at that. Beautiful stuff. Now Saturday is our mini workshop marathon and today's Thursday. And hopefully if I don't lose power, I live in Connecticut and we're supposed to be getting a nor'easter. I'm going to be on there with 3 other decorative painters painting a project. And if you join the Painted Cottage Facebook group, you can participate in that and see it live. I sent out emails. If you're not on my email list, go to surfaceanthology.com and just sign up for the, I have an opt-in for the, I don't know what I called it, the essential project planner sheets. And I actually use those sheets to organize my projects, but that'll get you on my email list. Make sure you join the Painted Cottage Facebook group so you can participate. You're also going to be entered into all 4 raffles. We're all giving away a prize. So you have to be on the email list for that. And it's this weekend, the 29th. So I'm super excited. I think I'm going on at 1 o'clock Eastern. And you'll notice the kind of posts I'm putting up, I have the Central Time. So if you're Eastern Time or Pacific, make sure you do that adjustment. Like I have to Google it every single time. And if you're interested in the Surface Anthology membership, go to surfaceanthology.com, click on membership, and join us. Any questions at all, please ask. Chris, thanks for joining me. Everybody, thank you so much. I'm really thrilled with mud paint, so I'll be doing more with that. And stay tuned for Miss Mustard Seed reviews where I'll be using that. I already know I love their stuff, but I want to show you guys. And I'll be finishing up our little containers that I was painting in these beautiful shades of red. All right, you guys, take care. I'll see you next time. Happy painting.